Hello, hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your side business. Welcome. I was debating to change the robe and put a shirt on, but it's so cold. I don't know why it's so cold, so I just kept the robe on. So, it's robe season again. Jenny, what's going on? How are you? Welcome. Good to see you. So, I don't know where you are, if it's getting cold there or not. You're going to tell me it's California. You're just being a little baby. I'm telling you, it's a different cold out here when it gets cold. I'm telling you, because I used to live in mid Michigan for 5 years, and I can speak cold. So yeah, I'm sure it's freezing over there too. Yeah, for sure. It's getting cold. It's getting chilly. I had to plug myself in. So I don't know about you, but sometimes I procrastinate. Sometimes what can you tell? What can you say? Sometimes I don't stick to the project, right? Like I do it for a little bit and I get tired of it and I walk away and I know I got to get back to it right away, but I don't. Admitting, maybe I shouldn't admit this stuff, but we're on the beach and the damn cold. Yeah, it gets pretty. 4 blocks from the beach. That place is awesome. It's a great area. Um, so I start something and I just get distracted or I just get bored with it, and then I take a break and I go do something else, and then I've done that. I and More often than I like to admit, but I have done that for sure. So there is a technique out there, and I started doing this, and I didn't know this is what I was doing, and I literally had no idea there was actually a technique for this, and I was doing it. But I figured, you know what, maybe I should break it down in smaller chunks, even because I used to do like well, I started with like an hour and a half at one task and taking like a 15-minute break and then doing an hour and a half. But it it was too much. The hour and a half was too much. So I cut it down to like 55 minutes and then with five. And sometimes most of the time I'd be okay with it, but then there'd be times that yeah, I won't stick to it. So, am I alone, or are you like anybody else like that? Maybe you can drop it in the comments. So, there's a technique called Pomodoro. Pomodoro. And you may think that it's a Japanese technique because I have heard that some people refer to it as a Japanese technique, but it is not a Japanese technique. This is an Italian word, and it actually comes from Francisco um, Cirillo. 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 Francisco Cirillo. Yeah, Cirillo. There you go. I had to say it like that. Then it would make sense. Francisco Cirillo. So in the late 1980s, and Pomodoro is actually a word, the Italian word for tomato shaped kitchen like timer, like those clocks that are timers that look like it's a, a tomato. That's what a Pomodoro is. So his technique refers to this. So you take a 25 minutes, if you would, and you work your. When I do that, does that change the lighting? I feel like the. Never mind. Glow, glow. So you take 25 minutes, if you would, and you focus on the task, and that's all you do, right? You focus on the task, and that's all you do. Then you take a 5 minute break. You take a 5 minute break, you grab a snack, you go to the restroom, do whatever you got to do, come back, you do another 25. You do another 25, you take a 5 minute break. And then after 4 Pomodoros, you're going to take a 15 to 30 minute break, which means after 2 hours of work, you actually take a 15 to 30 minute break and you just really refreshen up, right? So 4 Pomodoros, you get to take a 15 to 30 minute break. One consists of 25 minutes of intentional focused work. Okay. Now, here's the other thing. If you have like some small tasks that, you got to make a phone call and it takes like, I don't know, you got to make a doctor's appointment and there's not a 18-year hold, and it's quick and you got to do some stuff that are quick, you can squeeze one or two or more tasks into one section, into one Pomodoro, right? And at the same time, if a task you think it's going to take longer, then you can section it up into, the 1, 2, 3, or 4 or more Pomodoros. Is that a cool technique or what? Does anybody out there do this already? Like, do you guys work for 20? Well, if you have a job, I don't know if you can do that. You can't do 25 minutes and take 5 minute break. They'd be like, bro, get back to your work. What are you doing? Yeah, you wouldn't be able to do that. But for those of you who are entrepreneurs and doing the side gig thing, for your side gig, excuse me, particularly, have you ever tried that? Like do like 25 minutes and then take a 5 minute break and then 25 minutes. See that? I feel like the light changes. Is it just me? I don't know. I feel like the light changes when I do that. But so if you do that already, maybe don't have a side gig. It's a full time for sure. For sure. It definitely becomes that if you really want it to be, right? I mean, it really depends on what you want. You see that? Okay. So it's not just me. The light changed. Thank goodness. Yeah. So it definitely is a full time thing if you want a full time income, you know, and obviously you and I want that. There's people who don't want that. Okay. You see it too? Thank goodness. So I'm not going crazy. Yeah, so if you try that, if you take a 25 minute and take 5 minutes. Now remember, it's 25 minute of focused intentional work. It doesn't mean 25 minutes of you scrolling on Facebook. It means you 25 minutes of actually working. If you're prospecting, you're prospecting. If you're following up, you're following up. If you making candles, you're making candles. You're making bracelets, you're making bracelets. You're doing whatever you can, and everything else is aside, and you're sticking to one task for 25, and then you take a 5 minute break. So if you've tried this before, drop it in the comments. If you go try it and come back, that would be awesome. I'm definitely gonna put it to work now, even more so than before. I kind of started to do that for half an hour and take a 10 minute, but now I'm going to do the 25 and 5. See how we do. See how we do. So with that, hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value. Drop one takeaway from this live below. Let this feed grow. And if you feel like this is worthy of sharing, do what you got to do. Spread the love. Tag a couple of people. And with that, I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your side business. Signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.